Did I do it? Was it right? Did it work out right? Did you have a countdown? Are we good? You're already smiling, you gorgeous bastards. It worked, right? You had a countdown. I know you can't see me and all that, but that was good. Yeah, look, 42 straight on it. Boom, we have a countdown. Yeah, look, what's the name over the moon? Look, even Steve. Yeah, look, even John. Let me turn the old Britness up. I call it Britness because it's like Britain, you see. Nationalism. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Right, I'll turn the Britness up. or am I turning the darkness down? Fucking hell, it's a bit early for that kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, switcheroony. Am I turning the brightness up or the darkness down? That could get me in all sorts of trouble were you to interpret that through the lens of social justice, where everything is corrupt, nothing works, it's a mess. I'm just going to turn the brightness up. Just going to press a few buttons, and then just screen wipe. All right, I'm here. Hi. I reckon we're all right with that colour. I reckon because I've got a vest on. When I go in with my vest on, I go in to impress them. Now, I've got to put the thank you, Frenchie. Thank you very much, mate. Hello, Ben. Nice to see your son. Vince is on the firm. Live it. Hello, Vincent. What's the name? Martha's here. Let there be brightness. Exactly that. I am going to slightly adjust the colour because it's a bit drained, isn't it? I've got a little funny story for you, for the riff-raff. Oh, come on, why isn't it working? Now, the computer has been failing today. I've got 6 clips. We've got some clips, we've got some memes, but the computer, by which I mean the internet, has been failing quite heavily today. So let's just give that a quick wipe and take a bit of that off. There you go. I think that's all very suitable. Henry, nice to see you. Did I just see a donation? Chris. Hello, ST3. Dusty Bin. I mean, we've been here before on his channel, but it was, for me, 321 was the height. It was the end, really, of pre-corporate television. I know corporations were making the programs, but not megacorps. You know, the likes of 321 was dreamt up by a couple of acid heads who done too much. You done too much. You know, it was the most insane program. Oh, I know what we need to do. We're gonna mix kind of like an old vaudeville. Oh, I see ya nicking neighbours' knickers. We're gonna mix a bit of that with like a sort of a quiz show, but the questions are going to be so absurd and surreal that it's more of a test of the people at home to see if they're awake. Because when you go, can we hear number 2 again, please? And he opens up that bit of paper and says, okay, clue number 2. This was brought in by Bob Carolgees and his very funny dog puppet. He said this: 4 mountains in the bath. Don't go a rum-baba, because you might find a peg-leg sailor. And then you'd have some dumb couple from fucking Stroud going, well, peg-leg sailor could be like a boat, which could be an holiday. 3 mountains in the bath is, you know, that would look a little bit like a dessert. It looks like a dessert I once ate. And dessert is a bit like desert, so it could be a boat trip to a desert. And Ted Rogers would be going, well, yeah, that's excellent. And then, no. They go, well, let's have a look at the answer. Well, 3 mountains in the bath. If you think of it, bath rhymes with giraffe. And what else looks like a mountain? That's right, a triangle. There's a kids program once where they drew the giraffe like a triangle. So you've actually got rid of a day drawing children's pictures with the famous illustrator Humphrey Margaret. Come in, Humphrey. The most absurd program. Let's see if we can actually get one of those clues, because I can't even improvise it as bizarre it was. Let's see if we can. It's going to be an hard one to search though. 3, 2, 1. Ted Rogers clue. Right, here, an example of a typical clue. This is what it said. Right, hang on. There's loads of them. Right, so this is a minute long. Right, so hang on a minute. I'm sure I just see another Denasciati come in. Look, we've got 70 people. Well, 69. Lamau. My mum's calling me. 1 second. It's the mother, innit? Janet. I'm streaming, Mum. I'm live on the internet.
Okay.
Skype working for you? Mark sorted out?
Yes, it is. It's lovely.
Is he there or has he gone home?
He's here at the moment. Do you want to talk to him?
No, well, he can hear me, can't he? Nice one, Mark. Thanks for doing that, mate. Appreciated.
No worries. Get back to your stream.
I will
See you
be.
later.
Ta-da! Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. Bye, Mum. Lots of love. Bye. No, when one of your oldest ever best mates goes around your mum's house and helps her out because she can't work her computer. Lovely. He comes in here, you know, Mark. A lovely bloke. My life would have been complete. I'd have probably been a street junkie all my life if it weren't for him. Seriously, he came. I was living at my mum's, street junkie. By that, I just mean, 10 bags a day. Gyro junkie, really, I suppose. And he just come around one day and went, "What are you doing? State of your life. Do something." He went, "You're one of the most clever blokes I know." Got me a computer. Give me a computer. Got me online. Dial up really early. And then there was there was a barrier. It was very hard to do anything, but he knew how to do it all because he was like a software engineer. Set me up a forum, set me up a website. I used to ring him up at 4 o'clock in the morning because, I weren't sleeping. And he'd be like, "Yeah." I go, "Can you come down and help me put something on the website?" I go, "I've got some weed." But yeah, Lord knows what would have happened without him. And many, many more things between then and now. So let's have a big M in the chat for Mark. He's not here, but his missus might be listening. And she'll tell him, honestly, I trust him with my life. He's got pretty much, him and his missus between them have pretty much got all my passwords for everything in my life. Because of the nature of the way things have sort of worked out. And I have no fear at all that he'd ever do anything to screw me. Isn't that amazing to have, a friend like that? I've got other good friends, but even other best friends, but I wouldn't trust them with that kind of info, not a chance. And, he's just done 2 days solid grafting, Mondays and Tuesdays, busiest days for him. And then even after that, go around my mum's, sort her computer out. Lovely. And even yesterday, when I asked him if he could go around there, I said, "Listen, mate, I know it's hassle and I know you've got a lot on." And he went, "No, always nice to see your old mum." Oh, amazing. And I could hear in her voice then she was chuffed to bits. Because when her Skype don't work, she can't talk to anyone, can't talk to me, my brother, her sisters, or anyone. So, that's our dramas for her. Crazy! So, yeah, absolute massive respect to Mark. That's great stuff. Hello, La. Good to see you. Nice and early. Hello, Raymond. Hello, Baz. Good to see you all, of course. Hello, Ian. Going to make a cup of tea. Don't worry, mate. The show won't start for a while. It's midnight here, so you might get a couple of hours out of me. Let's hope so. Let's hope you want 2 hours out of me. Let's be honest. Thank you, Ben. Very kind. Machano Kurushikuki. Hello, Packer. Good to see you. Have I said hello to you, Anglo? I hope so. Nothing wrong with double bubble, is there? Hello, Crusher. Hello, Dennis. Dennis lost his key. Found it in a pack of Rennie. Bullseye didn't have as much madness as 321 though. Bullseye was good though. Oh, you could have won the speedboat. That would have. Yeah, I'm sure you've got a car that can drag that thing to the beach from your house in Reading. Straight away, put it in fucking put it in the classified ads. Hello, Snoopy. Grego's on the phone. Have you just looked at that? Have you just looked up how many people watch 321? Or do you just know that, Grego? I don't know why you said Les Dawson. Is that just out of the way? LC says microwave. All right, Steve. Right, I think most of the riffraff are in now. Sorry if I missed you. Hello, dual citizen. Always a pleasure. Boat drinks. Hello, Hooper. My auntie and uncle had a full-size dusty bin. Oh, no. It was always, every time the show was on, right, for our Antipodean and American brothers and sisters, and Pax Max, of course, 321 was a UK game show, and as I'm about to show you, it was just absurd. It was a mixture of, like, vaudeville sort of stage acts. They'd do these little scenes. Really weird. Suddenly there'd just be like a couple of pirates and sort of a blue bit of paper in the background. And we're going, "Oldie, go to sea, the sailor's life for me." That would go on for far too long. And then they'd come over and it was that, but you realised it was actually just an advert. Ted Rogers, the paedophile host, he properly looked really dodgy. I don't like actually calling people nonces unless there's evidence. It's not nice, but he did look dodgy, especially his jackets. And then they'd go, "So you're appearing at pantomime? You're touring?" And they'd go, "Well, not strictly touring. We'll be doing Grimsby and Bury St Edmunds." You go, "Oh, that's good. Yeah." And you'll think, "That's why I haven't seen you on telly for 20 years." We'll watch a bit in a minute. Good Lord, they're flying up high with the numbers here early. It's mad. Oh, that's nice, Steve. Oh, look at that. Big Mama Danger. She was there. I was a bit worried. For as soon as I told her I was streaming, I noticed she went proper quiet. She doesn't want any. I've asked her to come on here so many times. I asked her to come on, no camera. She's like, no, not doing it. But the thing, well, this is it, Ben. Right, you got all these performers. They all brought a clue in, and you had to ditch all the clues until you had one left. Now, one was like the big prize, which was like a weekend in Magaluf. Gutted. And then at the bottom end was the booby prize, which was Dusty Bin. Now, they had a bin that was a remote control thing. So it was like R2-D2, but a bin. But it had arms and legs on it. But my old man loved it. He'd always go, "You know, you don't win that when you get the booby prize. You just get a normal bin." No, you don't, Dad. You just get nothing. No one's going to say, "Oh, yeah, there's a bin to take home." But yeah, I was quite shocked to find out that you didn't actually get Dusty Bin. But let's have a look at some of what was. It's very lovely of you all people to put those M's in. I hope Windy is on the firm. Someone's got to witness it. I'll have to tell old Marky Mark himself. Hello, Glow Past. Good Lord, that is a blast from the Glow Past. Nice to see you, though. Hello, there are 4 lights. And look what you could have won. Yeah, that was a bait and switch, though, what you could have won, I reckon. If you picked that, you got fish and chips for the weekend. Hello, Lee. Yeah. Only people in flats won speedboats. Exactly that. No one wanted a speedboat. Right. Hello, Fat. You doing all right, son? Catching up at double speed. Sorry, Emrys. There's a lot of people are turning up in numericals. Enigma Ark is over there on Twitch, Rooney. We're all over on YouTube, but Jays might turn up in a minute. Nice to see the Twitch massive. Give us a follow or a subscription or whatever it is on Twitch. Al says, "Has she read Lizard Jane?" It's an interesting question because turns out my mum read my first novel and that wasn't very nice novel, and it was blatantly my real life because there were so many details in it that were obviously me and some very unpleasant stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if she has read my Substack. Yeah, she doesn't talk to me about that sort of stuff, but I hear from other people that she kind of knows about it. Hello, Infamous T. No, we don't start for hours, do we? You know how it works. Nice to see you, Infamous T, as well. Also, someone else just said you won a ceramic one. I didn't know about that. I just thought you got fuck all. Look at the Artholites, the non-dart player first. Spazzed out. What's your book called? I've got a few different titles I'm working with. So yeah, I've got a few different ones. Hello, Howard. Good to see you. They certainly did when you were younger. Right, so... Oh no, what the last thing I want is a message from my ex-girlfriend. I think I'll save that till after the... Oh no, if I don't answer it, she might. Oh no, man, if I read them now, it might be something like, can I come round? And if I don't read them, she might come round. Imagine streaming and they're walking in and me go, oh, hello, I've got to go now. Oh, damn. I told you yesterday I called her by accident. Who believes that? I know she doesn't believe that, but I promise you I did. Jesus. So difficult. Anyway, let's have a look. There you go, Steve. Look at that. Swords of a Dilemma. Let's have a look at Ted Rogers and one of these ridiculous clues. Now, don't forget, you were meant to work these out. If Susan yeets me, I'll be gutted. It's 50 seconds and it's about an hour ago. Oh, tell me about it, Willow. It's absolutely thrown me. She's done really good. We've both done really well not contacting each other. And me accidentally ringing her yesterday has opened a can of worms, really. No, I'm just going to put it out. I'm just going to put it out on my head. So, no, please don't remind me about it, people, because the stream will suffer because it will dominate my mind. Absolutely, Baz. It's a proper big one. Right, let's have a look at Ted Rogers. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, let me get my cans on. You know, she's so lovely, it might be right. It might just, because it's in Khmer, I need to translate it. And it might just be something like, I hope you're all right, you know. It might be something like, I'm on my way round, I hate you. You've ruined my life. 1 second, people. Sorry about the sorry about the glitch in the danger matrix. Let me just sort this out. I might have to blacken the screen like the scammers do, so I have some actual emotions. Connect. Right, there you go, done. Well, no, we'll certainly get a chilled stream out of it, Steve. Don't worry about that. That's very inappropriate, Willow. Much appreciated. Hello, Paul. Right. Here we go. You should be able to hear it. Let me know. Ted Rogers. This is a UK game show, TV game show from about 1981, 82, maybe earlier than that, judging by his fucking jacket. Look at the optical illusion on this. Fucking hell. Look at the bird in the background. Look, Michael Jackson's there. Let's see what he's got to say. This is a clue he's going to read out. Ready?
Right, it said on the stroke of 12, Duke bit the dust. His spring's okay, but his battery's bust.
Right, so that was the clue, right? Hey, listen to that. Ready? Listen to the clue.
Battery's bust.
Hang on.
Dust.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But the funny bit will be when he tries to interpret it. Ready? and try and make sense of it.
Right, it said on the stroke of 12, Duke bit the dust. His spring's okay, but his battery's bust.
So you heard that, right? Nonsense, right? And now he'll break it down for you.
But it's the car. She said she bits the car. If I can get it out, we'll know what it is.
State of those two. Why are they culturally appropriating indigenous people of America? Here we go.
The rhyme said Duke bit the dust, but this prize isn't a dustbin. You're lucky there. It also said his batteries bust. Well, cars do have batteries that bust, but not the ones that we give away. Remember the scene, the MacGuffin came from high noon, and the rhyme referred to the stroke of 12, so long as it springs okay. And what strikes 12 at high noon? A clock. And the prize, the...
Are you following any of that? Hello, Leon. Good to see you. Clark. Hello, mate. Did you hear? Just listen to him. He's saying it like as if it's all obvious. Well, 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. Listen to it. Listen.
It also said his batteries bust. Well, cars do have...
Hang on. We can go back a bit further than that. This is incredible. No connection between the clue and the interpretation.
What it is.
Here we go.
The rhyme said Duke bit the dust, but this prize isn't a dustbin. You're lucky there. It also said his batteries bust. Well, cars do have batteries that bust, but not the ones that we give away. Remember the scene, the MacGuffin came from high noon, and the rhyme referred to the stroke of 12, so long as it springs okay. And what...
They haven't got a fucking Danny what he's talking about. Not a clue.
Strikes 12 at high noon? A clock. And the prize, the very clock you see over there in the Horseshoe Saloon, it's a rare and beautiful antique grandfather clock dated 1780, and it's worth about £900.
LC nailed it. And every single time on every single show at this point, give me a 1 in the chat if at this point your old man in front of your mother said, "Does the bird come with it?" 1 in the chat if at that point your old man said, "Does the bird come with it?" The totty on sale of the century were ridiculous. And my old man every time. Look how many people. Does the bird come with it? My dad every time. Shocking. Pocahontas did have a decent set of Pocahontas. Right. Okay. So that I think we should have another 3, 2, 1 clue because they're incredible. This is a chill stream, people. And if you haven't been here before, you all have. A chill stream is a little bit more chat, a little bit more talking with you lot. I have got some clips, and I've got a couple of articles as well, and I've got some memes, but it's fucking Tuesday afternoon for you. It's gone midnight for me, so I had a nightmare trying to sort out my passport. Oh, it's a drama. So we're going to take it easy. So looking at things like 3, 2, 1 is absolute chill stream premium contento. Let's have a look at this one. Another clueless clue. another unencrypted cryptic clue. Oh, hang on a minute. Was it going? Oh, for frick's sake. All right, here we go.
Rejection here. The large wishbone, of course, brought in by Sonny Hayes. What did you think it was, Tommy?
Well, we hope.
Right, so that's it. There was a physical object as well as the words. So he's brought in a wishbone. And he obviously asked old Bobby Ball there what he thought, Tommy Cannon, what he thought the prize was based on the wishbone.
Did you think it was, Tommy?
Well, we hope it's the bin.
You hope it's the bin. That's what you think. Okay, well, let's see what it said again. He said, take one that never changes, add a pub and a precious stone. Bring them all up to date, and now you're on your own. Okay.
Right, come on. Don't go looking it up, people. Any idea what that is? The clue is a wishbone, and here's the physical clue is a wishbone, and this is the actual clue. Ready?
That's what you think. Okay, well, let's see what it said again. He said, take one that never changes, add a
Take one that never changes.
the bin. That's what you think. Okay, well, let's see what it said again. He said, take one that never changes, add a pub and a precious stone.
Add a pub and a precious stone.
Bring them all up to date, and now...
Bring them all up to date, and now
you're on your own.
You're on your own. So there you go. What? Garlic griller, marble ashtray, a caravan. That's just a joke. A new wife. That's so dark. A trip to Turkey. I haven't got no idea. John Palmer reckons a holiday in Butlins. Jess, there's nothing to get, darling. You're not missing it. No, Henry. So was 12 million English people in 1982. It's nothing. It's LSDQ. It is. It's LSDQ. That's amazing. Diamond necklace. Well, let's see. And when you find out, of course, it's all going to make sense.
Okay, you really are, aren't you? First of all, let's see.
This is the best bit, the interpretation, the bit where he sort of decrypts it, because he doesn't decrypt it. It makes no sense.
Ah, yes. Take one that never changes. Well, that could be Dusty Bin, which, of course, is where you might throw a wishbone.
That could be fucking loads of things. Take one that never changes. What, Dusty Bin, that changes. Everything moves through time. What? JC, is it the Fibonacci sequence? Take one that never changes. Ah, brilliant work. Brilliant work. Greg and Fats, you've got competition. Good Lord.
Had a pub and a precious stone, or it doesn't point to Dusty.
He hasn't even bothered trying to interpret take a pub and a precious stone. Flam, hello Flam. A Betamax video recorder. Oh, that's quite good. Brad, that's quite good actually. Take a pub and a precious stone. Crown and Anchor. That's a very well-known pub name, isn't it? William thinks it might be a pair of underpants. Yeah, thank you, William. I often try and change. Yeah, here we go.
This is where you might throw a wishbone. Had a pub and a precious stone, or it doesn't point to Dusty. Bring them all.
Yeah, but what does it point to? Don't just say what it isn't. What is it?
All up to date, and now you're on your own. Well, what about the wishbone? Sonny said a large wishbone. So what might a large wishbone come from? Something larger than a chicken. So if you make one that never changes is a constant. A pub can also be an inn.
A pub can also be an inn.
There's a lot of precious stones, but how many go with Constantine? How about Opal? Yeah, Constantinople up to date, the pride of Turkey. You've rejected a 3-2-1 holiday. Take a look. Rejection here.
Oh, obviously. I mean, come on, you idiots. Can you work that out? That's harder than the fucking Telegraph crossword. 2 Bibles on the summit of Mount Noth. Each one talked, but one wasn't a Goth. In red thou dost walk, on boots made of ice. Well, he brought in a sickle. Well, let's have a look at that. Let's work out what it is. It was fantastic telly, because the beauty of it was everyone knew it. Everyone knew at the time. That was the delight in it. It wasn't like it had to get old for us all to go, that was shit, wasn't it? We knew that it was shit right there and then. I'm sure someone did say it was a holiday in Turkey, but did you look it up and watch it before? I can't believe anyone got holiday in Turkey out of that. Oh, fair point. No, fair point. You got holiday in Turkey off the wishbone. Packer, did you think that off of the wishbone? Rusty says, so one was a Goth. That's right. You've won Fields of the Nephilim's first album. Yeah, I think Packer and someone else said it. I think it was the wishbone. Well, that's all it was. It was incredible. It did seem to go on for a hell of a long time, Skin Scar. Good to see you, mate. Hello, Mad Lizzie. No, caravan or speedboat. You didn't get a fucking yacht on Bullseye. The cost of a yacht would have paid for the whole series. No, you got a fucking speedboat, a yacht. I was only 8. Yeah, I was only about 12, but I did love it though. So you see, that might have been. I mean, it's not going to add to our lives now, but that it might have been just keep it simple. Wishbone, holiday in Turkey. I voted for Tony Blair as a full-grown adult. You'll be all right. Now, let me get the grift out of the way. I've got a little story for you that I told Matthew. Are you here today, Matthew? What have I got to do? Press buttons. Right, let me get the old branding on while I'm doing the grift. There you go. We are so going up in the world round here, people. Yeah. Bought something good from the thrift store. Thought it was helping me out when I grift more. Oh, come on. My computer's going to crash tonight. I can see it. When it does, people, don't forget, it only takes me about half an hour to get it back online. Oh, nice. Little swell there. Yeah. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at me. I need a wee. Right. Okay. You can be quiet now. Okay. Hi. Welcome to the show. There's a few ways you can help out this channel. There's a few ways you can grease the cogs of the truth and entertainment machine that is the glorious House of Scrubs. You know them by now. You can become a member. Top link in the description. Free strata. Private links for the private streams for those people. If you join the top one, you can see all of them. Join the middle one, the bottom two. Join the bottom one, just that one. Those streams are available for everyone to watch afterwards. But when we do them live, we get all the member scrubs or whoever wants to come on the screen. There's like usually about 8 of us. So good luck. That's a monthly payment, but you set it up once and it flies away. Super chat at the bottom of the YouTube chat. But if you want to make a donation and not give anything to YouTube, be quiet. Not any of you. You can say whatever you want. Come back here. If you want to donate and not give anything to YouTube and the associated messes, I've just pinned the entropy link to the top of the YouTube chat. This isn't my full-time job, but I do put a lot of time and effort into it, and I hope you enjoy it. And so it allows me to justify not spending time doing my actual job that does pay. And I have to say, you're a very generous bunch, and spread over a month. Spread over a month or so, it works out nice. So nice one. I'm loving that so much. Look at that. Even Paul Squire give it back to me. Amazing timing, Squire, son. All right, Sonage. So yesterday I was talking about laughing at spastics, and I made a video about 2 years ago about why you should take the piss out of spastics. It was a very basic point. You know, I'll take the piss out of anyone, especially in a social situation, because that's what working class people do. It's certainly what I do. It's a way of saying that you're a friend. You know, if I can take the piss out of you, when I don't take the piss out of people, it's because I'm being polite. I'm being tactful. And you don't do that with people you get on with. You don't do that with people you like. You do that to people you can't stand. You do that to people you're trying to get something out of. You know, you don't, so I'm not going to not take the piss out of someone because they've got a disability, because that is cuntish to them. And, you know, that it's a basic point. They spent their whole lives being spasticated, and then other people are going to look out for them when you go, oh, easy on the dribbling, mate. Or do you want a bib? Any of that. And then someone else goes, oh, don't say that. And you can imagine that person there. And they're thinking, no, how about you don't look out for me? If I don't want him to, I'll fucking let him know. I'll, get my head buzzer and type out, fuck off, you cheeky bastard. I don't need allies in the room. So that's pretty much what the video was about. And a scrub wrote to me today. He's in the chat, but I'll leave it up to him to tell you if he wants. And he said he's been disabled since he was 6 or 7 years old. I can't remember. And he said, I was right with you what you were saying about taking the piss out of spastics. And I told him this little story. Now, this story doesn't actually go anywhere, but it was interesting because Cambridge used to have an annual festival called Strawberry Fair. I don't know if it still goes on, but years and years ago, about 20 years ago, me and Paul Mumford went up there. And, I think it's only a day or maybe 2 days. And we were smashed to bits. Acid, speed, chain smoking bifters. I think we were even on the salvia as well. But in those days, you didn't have the ×5 and the ×10. You had to get like a whole bush of it. You somehow inhale it. But, pretty smashed. And out of the corner of my eye, I see one of those mobility sort of scooters. But, the proper spaz one that you operate with a hand that doesn't work. And because it was on grass, it was a bit, it wasn't like a special forces mobility scooter. It was having a bit of trouble on the rough ground. So it was sort of like, and Mumford's like, oh, no, not a spastic, not when I'm tripping. And I was like, hey. He's got as much right to be here as you and me have. That's a bit naughty. But, of course, I did understand it because people ignore them. People ignore it, Strawberry Fair, any festival, any social place, you'll go up to the hot bird. You might talk to a couple of blokes if you're watching a band, but the bloke in the sort of thing who's dribbling, no one's like, yeah, all right, mate. You want to come and see? You want to come and get a couple of beers with us? We're going to pop over. No, so this poor kid is just being avoided by everyone. And I thought, I'm not having it. And it might have been a bit of the acid in me. I just went, all right, mate. And he's like, and he sort of turned his tank round. He turned his Davros semi-Dalek round and came over to us. And Mumford's like, oh, God. And I went, you all right, son? You all right, sonage? And he went, yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It was a beautiful sunny day, I went, lovely. And a couple of birds walked past, and like all three of us, me and Bally like this. And old Spasmobile sort of going, and I remember thinking, he ain't ever getting that, is he? I hope he brasses. I hope he goes and sees brasses, for God's sake. And even he did. He was like, and I sort of looked and went, nice view and all. And then I've got out a little pipe and I put a little bit of weed in it, and then this geezer in there, and he went, hey, got drugs. And Mumford's just like got his head in his hand. I said, have you asking me if I've got drugs? And he went, got drugs. I went, are you asking if I've got drugs? He went, yeah. I said, I have. I said, I got, and I was selling drugs. Right? I was doing a bit of trade up there. I went, yeah. I said, I've got acid, I've got speed, and I got some Durban poison weed. And he went, yeah. He went, And after about an hour, I worked out he wanted to know how much. And I said, well, look, you can have a bit of speed for nothing because I'm selling eighths and I don't think you're going to want an eighth. There's not many more of you. I said, I'll do you a bit of sulfate for nothing. I said, I'll do you a 16th for that Durban poison for like £5 or something. I can't remember the fucking prices down in those days. And he was like, and then he was like going like this to his pocket. So I put my hand in his pocket and like pulled out a £5 or something. And Mumford's going, don't steal from the spaz. And I was going, fuck off. I go, why can't he have drugs? You've had drugs. Why can't he? And it was weird. And Paul was just like this. But because of the acid, I was sort of Is this the right thing to do? I don't know. So anyway, I've done him up. I said, do you want this speed now? And he was like, yeah. So I've done him up a rap, but with a bomb, so you put the speed in a Rizzler and then you tie it up, but you've got to get that to the back of your throat and wash it down rapid. Because if you get that in your mouth and then you get water in there and it don't go down, it breaks up. And sulfate in your mouth it's not pleasant. So I've explained all this to him. I go, do you understand? You've got to swallow it. Now, we didn't have any water, but I did have like half a can of Tennant's. So I said, this all right? And he was like, Mum was going, look at the sulfate speed smack dealer. I went, it'll be all right. And so I goes, come on then. He went, and so I've had to throw it, this little bomb. I've had to throw it at the back of his throat. I've gone, and I've got the can of beer, and I've tried to put the beer in his hand. And he's gone, and I was like, okay. So I've gone, right, you ready? He's going, and I've gone, and then as I've gone to pour this, I've realised he's got like something like this. So he can't do that, which is what he needs to do. So I've put the tin to his mouth, and he's going, ah! I've had to put it in and hold his head back, and I'm now just pouring Tennant Super down his throat, hoping it's washing the sulfate down. It was spilling everywhere. It was going everywhere. I started cracking up. It was the funniest thing because he started cracking up. I got it done. I got the job done, but he was cracking up. And I tell you what, it was fucking beautiful, actually. He was cracking up. I honestly, and this isn't me patronizing him. I thought, how much does it take to be trapped in that body, to be fucking, ignored, avoided, cared for when you don't want it, all that, have someone else wipe your ass every fucking day of your life and still be able to laugh. And I just thought, would I do that? I get all sad and upset if, I don't know, my fucking favourite T-shirt don't fit anymore. And he was cracking up. He was going, oh, and I was going, ah. And then, of course, he's going, and I went, you want to smoke some weed? And he went, oh. And so I've gone, all right then. And it's the same again. He's pointing to his pocket, and he's got this dear little pipe. Looked like he bought it that day. And I was like, you've smoked weed before and that, have you? And he was like, no. So I've had to hold it in his mouth and light it. And I've looked across at Bawley, and Bawley's just looking at me going, he said, look at you. He said, look, he goes, you fed him sulfate and now you're feeding him weed. And I was going, yeah, fucking right I am. And I was just lighting it, and he was going, and when that little bit of burnt out, I went, there you go. And he went, I went, you want some more? He went, give him some more. And then then we just sat there, the three of us, just listening to music and relaxing. Well, me and Bawley were tripping. And of course, 10 minutes he's come up on this sulfate. Fuck me, man. He was going, yeah. He looked like he was having the time of his fucking life. And then he went, bye, day. And I was, yeah. And then he just sort of went, boom, boom. And I swear he put it into some turbo because he just went, shot off at 40 mile an hour. And the next morning, me and Mumford ended up spending the night in the car park in the back of the van, back of Mumford's van. And in the morning, he went, you do remember feeding a spastic speed and marijuana? I said, yeah, absolutely, I do. And I'll do it right now, straight as a die as well. I think it's awful the way those people are treated. Like, Vart! Now, I think I already had a Vart that I shouted. I called it, but I didn't see it. I might have been... yeah, there was. Okay. Hang on. Bosh, bosh. Hang on a minute. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. It was, you know what? I'll tell you what. It was a nice moment in life, actually. That was certainly my takeaway from the Strawberry Fair Festival, for sure. It was the best bit. I mean, the bands were shit. I never have sex with women at festivals because they all smell. So that was the highlight for me. Couple of donations come over on the entropy. Lindsay Spiritualized drops $3 US. Nice one, Lindsay. Hi, Chris. Can't be with you today. I'm currently balls deep in a Hyperon experience mix at club volume. Jay Spaceman was on BBC Radio 6 today playing Lee Perry produced Bob Marley and the Wailers. Oh, I'm assuming he's promoting his new album somehow for all that lot. Respawn drops a 5-bit and says the pandemic is officially over tomorrow. Respawn, fill us in a bit more on that. I mean, I know it's over, but does that actually relate to anything, or is it like a little joke? I'm not quite sure. Fill us in the chat. Nice one, Lindsay. Enjoy your club volume Hyperon experience mix. And nice one, Respawn. Thank you very much for those two. Let me, I'll tell you what, going back to that not banging birds at festivals, I had dreadlocks and army clothes a lot, and all those hippie birds thought that I'd be, that they'd be my cup of tea, but no, I was all over. I just want bottle blonde bimbos. It's a really weird angle. And Daffy reckons that's the best story. Well, I was going to write it up. I think I'll write it I think it'll be part of another story because it doesn't stand up on its own, does it? Good to see that you people are taking it in the way it was intended. And, true story. Yeah, exactly. And who else would have sold him the drugs? No one. People avoid people like that. They get out their way. They're like, oh, hang on, no, watch out. No, fuck that. It's awful. Hello, Killer GP. Well, yeah, he had a nice time, I mean, festivals are crap unless you're full of Vart. Festivals are crap unless you're full of Vart. Vart! Yeah, unless you're full of drugs. So we see him later, like spinning round, like on the spot, just doing donuts in his mobility scooter, just cracking up. He was absolutely laughing, going, wah. Raymond says, my mate's cousin was Spaz with a speech defect. He used to get him to sing the song Single Bed. I don't know what Single Bed is. But, they're all right. A father of someone with cerebral palsy wrote to me about that video and said, I don't appreciate what you said there. And I had the conversation with him, though. I said, look, it's that actual equality. It's actual equality. Let's just be honest about this situation. Clark says Thursday it's over, and I'm sure today's Tuesday. Are you people giving me 3, 2, 1 clues? Because I haven't got a fucking Danny what you're talking about. We've got another message coming from Lindsay. Lindsay, you haven't answered the questions that I emailed you, and I think you're dodging them. You don't seem like a dodger to me, though. Maybe you're just thinking about them. What am I doing here? Good Lord. Hang on, I think we've got one from that you've always got to pay the piper as well. Right, where are we? Brad Young said, it's awful. My friend's uncle was friends with my parents, and he had massive head trauma in the early 80s. The family treated him like he was stupid. He was all there, just couldn't get it out. Yeah, exactly. That's fucking horrible. Yeah. Yes, you know the one, Vincent. You know the one. It wasn't Buffalo Soldier. No more masks on Transport for London. I called it 4 months ago. The coof's over this year. Of course it is. Rubbish. They've got everything they can get out of it. Hello, Jer. Good to see you, mate. Got your message. Nice one. Nice to know it's all on the go. Brad used to slip him cigs and weed. He was an old head. Yeah, lovely. Someone's got to. But no, we're going to protect him. What? What from? Enjoying himself. Raymond. Thank you, mate. Russia invaded. Gold's up. Happy days. Has Russia actually invaded? That's interesting. So I was going to talk about that. That's thrown my chat. Have they really? Aramas, have I said hello to you, son? Hello, the truth will set you free. Hello, Schrodinger's cat flap. that should be my autobiography. Dangerfield, dealer to the spastics. There's a couple more as well. Oh, actually, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do this. I'll tell the story of all the people with. I've got a terrible story. I've told you before. I pulled a. Another time. There's another time for that. I can't rack too many of them up one day. Yeah, I do. It felt real. I mean, the acid helped feel beautiful, but you know. Hello, Ian. No, the weird thing about his grunts were they did have enough. They had enough distinction. You know, they actually served a purpose. It wasn't just like. You know, I did hear him sort of say, "Good job, and you know, he had to say it about 50 times. Oh, that's absolutely nailed it, Vlad Dioto. It's a great story because it has humour, truth, and suffering, just like life, yes. Yes, and it has kind of moral and ethical quandaries, just like life. Paul Salmon says, what do the neighbours think when they keep hearing you shout, Vart? Vart! One did actually just come in then. Well, there's only neighbours there, really, and I don't necessarily think they can hear me. But I was talking to them this morning. They're lovely people. They think I'm lovely. Danger's shoe rack is auspicious. Can you see it just there? Well, I min-coiled all my shoes the other day. I also, single life, I also min-coiled my Aspinall leather bag. Look at that. I've been looking after this bag is about 12 years old. I'm going to show you an Aspinall. I mean, it's good quality leather, Aspinall, good brand. This is 12 years old. Look at it. Look at that. I've looked after it with min-coil all its life. I mean, it's on straps. Same straps it came with. But because I've regularly min-coiled, now it needs a polish, but you have to give the min-coil. And that isn't Sapphire Renovator with min-coil in. That's pure min-coil. But when I give that a polish later and get the old horsehair buffer on it, but look at that. 12, 13 years old. If I hadn't have done that, it would be rough as monkeys by now. Nothing like the smell of screaming minks to know you're doing well in life. Where are we? Sleeping single in a double bed. I've got like a triple bed, and I had that fucking monster made. I've got like an Elvis bed in my room. I sleep star-shaped, and so did my ex-missus, but I don't like touching people when I'm asleep. Don't mind touching them when they're asleep. You know. Well, it's the same with all of us, isn't it, Brad? We all get high now and again to make life feel a bit better. It's the same thing, isn't it? Hello, Della. Special Della. Oh, and audacious. So, then he says they haven't dropped the old jab though. Oh, it's 2222222. Well, it's not for me. It's 223. All restrictions are going on Thursday, and we're free. Hang on a minute. I thought this thing was killing everyone. I thought it was a great excuse to reset everything. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Talk about jabber's remorse. Over the next couple of years, you know, when all this stuff comes out, everyone who had like 2, 3, 4. Yeah, well done. What's that? You know what? If you'd had any kind of hit, it's a terrible word for it, but if you'd had any kind of hit, the problem is any problems you get, like you might start fainting, you might start getting headaches, you might, anything. You're in the back of your mind, you're going to be thinking, well, I wasn't getting this before I had that fucking voof. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a proper dodge. Good to see you, Osmeister. Hey, mate, what happened with your bird situation? That was all going a bit haywire. My mate who went to prison for 5 years for fraud comes out in 7 months. He's just finished with his missus. Found out she's been having threesomes and things. Gutted. Imagine being inside and finding that out. He looked devastated today. No, you're making that up. Never is HMS Audacity bringing people. That can't be real. Flammadiddler says they'll be flogging vaccines out of the back of a van on the motorway service stations. I reckon you'll definitely be able to get. There'll be something weird like that. They must have millions they've got to try and get shot of. There'll be a big scandal on the streets. All the smack, like occasionally in, like when you go and see your key worker, when you've got to get your script or whatever, there'll be things on the wall like, warning, there's been a batch of heroin in the Chatham Medway area that's been cut with Rohypnol. And everyone's like, fucking wicked, let's go scoring in Chatham. And then the next week it'll be with anthrax. And you're like, don't lie. Who wants to kill their customer base, you lying bastards? But I wouldn't be surprised if there's rumours that the heroin's been cut with coof medication. Trying to get all the junkies immunitized. Lindsay, nice one. I'm having an incredible day today. I feel like I am on E. I fucking love you, Chris. I really fucking do. I fucking love the Scrubs too. P.S. I sent you an email re my sexual hiatus since 2008. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. I mean, when you have days like that, you have to. Maybe you took ecstasy, did you? Now, if people don't remember, so Lindsay just grassed himself up a bit there, but let me remind you of what Lindsay looks like. And Lindsay told me the other day, hasn't got his leg over, I think it was for 14 years. And I said in the email, I said, just out of interest, why not? I thought that was interesting. Now, here's the thumbnail without the lettering and the stars and all that, so you can actually see just how fucking good looking Lindsay is. Right? And add no action for 14 years. I mean, are you joking? Fucking hell. Maybe it's because you could have the pick of them that you kind of lost interest. I bet they were fucking throwing themselves at you. But it wasn't that long ago, Lindsay, and everyone. Lindsay, thanks for that donation. But it wasn't long ago on this channel that I was saying, sex is kind of an exaggeration in our society. The finding and getting, the flirting, the chatting up, the bit where you realise that she likes you, that's the best bit. When you actually get round their house and you've just got your head in the pillow going, it's a bit like, oh, this again. when you're in your teens and you've got all those hormones that you need to satisfy, then maybe. But once you get to about 30, it's like, sex schmicks. Yeah, I will. When you're in a relationship, and an honest relationship where you discuss sex and you develop a sexual relationship, that sex is worth happening. I mean, I've had some very long relationships. 11 years I was with Gail, and fucking hell, that was something else. That's something else. But she was very hot bird, though, let's be honest. Anyway, where are we? 150 people in, lovely. I'm so far behind. What are you talking about? Are you talking about my bag? What are you talking about? What? Well, hang on. Yeah, but yeah, John. Fair point. If you don't like it, that's fair enough. But what are you meant to put your things in? When I go out, I've got to put my phone. I've got to put my headphones. I've got to carry my passport around out here. I've got to put all sorts of things. Where do I put it? If I wear a suit and I've got my fucking half a kilo vape in my side pocket and my suit goes, No. I'm not having a bespoke suit made just so that it can look like I've got fucking one leg 4 inches shorter than the other. I don't understand where you put stuff. Where do you put your things? And also, if I'm going to buy a couple of things when I'm out, I don't want to carry them. Nah, man. It's a fucking shoulder bag. It's not a handbag. It's a shoulder bag. It's a fucking beautiful bag. I don't know. Not for everyone. Nothing is for everyone. But I don't know where you'd put stuff up. Where do you put stuff? A serious question. Where do you put stuff? Thank you, Ugly Truth. Oh, here we go. Nice one, Meister Mausers. They've sent troops into the eastern part of Ukraine that is full of insurgents that want to join Russia. They've recognized 2 insurgent republics in Ukraine that want to join the Russian Federation. So not strictly invaded, more like gone into, what would you call them? What are they called? What's the word? Good Lord, the older I get, the less words I've got. What is it called when you leave your republic? It was all the rage last year. But that's interesting. Nice one, Meister. That's appreciated. Yeah. Is mink oil better than neats for oil? I don't know. I've never used neats for oil. I've never known. But the mink oil, if you're buying Saphir, which is the best stuff, there's Renovator, which contains mink oil, and there's pure mink oil. But they do different things. So if anyone needs to do something with a pair of leather shoes or something, let me know and I'll tell you what the better one to buy is. Vincent, yeah, Putin has ordered troops into 2 small regions that are already held by separatists. So it's just some land grabbing for defense and to protect pro-Russian Ukrainians. There you go. Yeah. So it's not quite an invasion, but okay. Armed robbery in Ottawa right now, possible false flag. Well, if you're an armed robber, now's the time to do it, isn't it? Because all the old Bill are fucking busy. Boris said treat it like flu. You know what, Flamadilla? I only read the first part of your comment and I was about to say exactly that. Well, what? Like anyone half sensible said from the beginning. There you go. There you go. I can't read that out. You're not allowed to talk about that specifically. Weird, eh? I know I've said other things, but that bit you're not allowed to talk about. Weird, huh? Is that actual terms of service? Right, let me catch up with these. Okay, now hang on a minute. Right, I've got to do Raymond. I'm going to do yours. The show is going to start in a minute, people. Osmeister, did you tell me? Oh, there's that. So there's another one before that. Oh, you still got the other bit on the go. Okay. I think you should tell the other bird, though. Really, I really think you should. I think you should do the right thing. It's difficult, but it's the right thing to do. You'd like her to do that to you, wouldn't you? Not that that should be a reason for how you behave in life, but I think you should tell the other bird because you'll feel better, and if you don't, you'll feel worse. And it's loads of those little stitch ups, loads of those not being nice to people slowly drags you down. However ruthless and nasty, not that you think you're ruthless and nasty, but however ruthless and nasty people like to think they are, you treat people like shit, you pay for it. You really do. So yeah. Hello, Deadbeat Chess. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, that's a classic. When Leah Betts died, every dealer around my end claimed they had the pill she took. Yeah, same. You know what? I served that Leah Betts. I served her whole party. Lindsay is absolutely loving it like that. I've got another couple of donations. I'll read them out in a minute. Hello, Barkley. Has he left the building? Can he come to the phone? Calling Dangerfield. I'm here all alone. Oh, a little bit of poetry from the youngster, one of my grooming victims there. Raymond! Working in Germany, 1982, my scouse-mate said that he pulled a thalidomide girl. We all waited in the pub for them. She was absolutely stunning with flippers. Well, I had sex on acid with a girl who had flippers. She had whole arms, though, but she had flippers, and she had that partially inverted spine. And I still talk to her today. Not Raymond, thanks for that 10-bit. Much appreciated. The first story I ever told as a stand-up comic was that story of when I had sex with that girl on acid. And the last story I ever told was that as well. It was the first and last story. It was the bookends of my stand-up comedy career. And again, thank you, Raymond. Regular supporter of the channel. Machano Capricitatu. So I still don't know where people put their stuff if they haven't got a bag. I don't understand it. No way am I walking around with a carrier bag and a suit. If I meet a woman at a restaurant, I'm not going to turn up with a fucking carrier bag. No. Hello, Charlie. What, you going to put that in your pocket? What? The front pocket of a suit? Side pocket of a suit? It weighs a fucking ton. Look. Webbing. Turn up with my fucking webbing on. Yeah, get yourself one, Jess. Aspinall. But Jess, what I would say is pay for a decent one. Look after it. It'll see you 30 years. Get a shit one. You can get a leather one very cheap, but it's very cheap leather. And it will just fall apart and be shit, and the stitching will be shit. That one's lasted me years, and it's got a lot of time left in it. No, he hasn't. I'm still absolutely proud of it. Love it. I forgot. I stopped worrying about what people. That was the word I was looking for back then. Crusher Great. So the Russian troops have basically gone into areas that have already moved into secession. I couldn't think of the past tense of secession. Lumi, can you help me with that? Yeah, Jess, buy a decent one, and it'll. Saddle soap's all right for cleaning leather, but if you use saddle soap on decent leather, you then need to get some mink oil on it because the saddle soap will actually take a bit of the goodness out of it. It's good for cleaning it, but it's not good for nourishing it. It actually denourishes it. So you need to have some kind of renovator or mink oil afterwards. Yeah, I gave up worrying about what people think about me. The best thing I've ever done. Once you get rid of that bit of ego, it's lovely. Well, that's just the reality, Ozmeister. You know, you're going to have to think about it, aren't you? I don't know what I said that you're agreeing with Son of Max, but I'll go with it. Hello, Rags. I didn't know you were here. Well, when I had sex with my first ever love on acid, she was like this beautiful Egyptian fucking goddess. It was heaven. Sex with the girl with the no hands was peculiar because I got it into my head that I had to come to save the world, and yeah, a little bit difficult. Some funny things here. Right, okay, let me just deal with these entropies and I will we'll get on with the show. How long? Hour and 11 minutes. Good Lord. Good Lord. That isn't what I was looking for either. Bosh bing. Right, here we go. Let's get all these in. Raymond gets a second bash. Second bash. I don't know what that means. We've got a triptych from Lindsay, who's buzzing his tits off. Okay. Bing, bang, booly, 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 ging, gang, gooly, 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 ging, gang, goo. Lizzie says, sex schmecks. Indeed. Indeed, it was sex schmecks. See my previous messages. And then Lindsay said, farten. See my previous two messages. I love you, Chris. I love you, Scrubs. Right, I'm back off. Hyper on experience at Club Volume. I'm not dodging your questions. Wait till you see my email. My email has been sent. Email has sent me into some kind of nostalgic sexual heaven today. You'll see, Chris. Wait till you see my email. I love you. Good Lord, that is some intense entropies there. Okay, I'll check them out. Not now, obviously, but I'll have a little look after the stream. Nice one. Thanks for the Nasciatos as well. Very kind. Yes, I just got it into my head that, and also I tried to cover up one of her spastic hands with the duvet because it was putting me off because it was doggy style, which isn't doggy style because dogs don't do it in a style. It's just dog. But I sort of covered up one of her hands, but pulling the duvet out to cover up the left hand, when I tried to cover the right hand, it pulled the duvet and exposed the left hand, and she got on with it. She realised what was happening, and she said to me, she said, don't cover them up. She said, take the piss out of them. She said, I love it. And this is true. It's weird telling you this. I'm trying not to perform it because I've done this story so many times as a stand-up. But she said, don't cover them up. That her hands were fused together, both of them. Like there was sort of slight sort of lines, but not fingers. Both of them were like that. And when she was on all fours, that's when I sort of see her sort of stub down on the bed. And when she see me trying to cover them up, because I got it into my head that if I didn't impregnate her because of the acid, I just thought that the humanity was going to end. And I was thinking, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. And she went, don't cover them up. She went, take the piss out of it. She went, take the piss out of my disability. I love it. And I've never, that's not something with my sex moves don't really include taking the piss out of disabilities. So I've just literally, I went, you spastic-handed bitch. And she was like, ah. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you fucking lobster. And she was like, yeah. And I was just going, yeah, you dirty fucking crustacean bitch. And she was going, fuck me. I was going, I'll take you for a day at the swimming pool, you fucker. I went, you're going that pan blue and come out orange, you fucking sea-dwelling monster. And she was going, fucking lovely. Very peculiar. On the old acid as well. Yeah, she certainly enjoyed herself. I was just going, what the fuck is happening? You fucking lobster. But I told you yesterday, when we'd finished and all that, she got out of bed and her front, it was weird. Let me see if I can do it. Hang on, the cramer's come undone and that could be embarrassing. Let me see if I can show you this this spine, I think she had on the go. You can still see me. So she was sort of like that. Do you know what I mean? Her arse stuck out too much and her tits. She sort of walked like that. And because of the acid, when I see her get out of bed and walk across the room, I remember thinking, I've done that. I've broken her fucking disabled spine by fucking her too hard. And I was a little bit proud of it, I have to say. She was like, you want a cup of tea? And I was thinking, I don't actually want a cup of tea, but I do want to see you I do want to see you dealing with boiling water and mugs with those two claws. I told that story at a gig once that she was at. And after everyone was just like, oh, and all this. And I said, and ladies and gentlemen, she's here tonight. And they all cracked up. I said, no, she is. I said, go on. And she stood up and she went, I went, you fucking lobster. And she was like, lovely bird, actually. We still talk. You've heard it, haven't you? You've heard that story live, haven't you, Richard? Fuck, I forgot all about the fucking corset. Yeah, she'd done it. She had this sort of brace on, this flesh-coloured brace thing. And it was only when she sort of took that off that I realised, because when she took it off, it unstraightened her. But she put it back on, like, fucking weird, sort of old, yeah. Yeah, it was quite the situation. Oi, Barkley, Lindsay wants to know if you can hear Hyper on Experience. He's only 20 miles away from you. If you put your head out the window right now, you should be able to hear the scientist, the bee. Party! I love you, Barkley. Lindsay's tripping. You're not going to hell. I remember coming out of a gig once, and this old lady said to me, she said, oh, I really enjoyed that. I had to try really hard not to laugh. And I was like, yeah, next time, don't try hard not to laugh. Please feel free to laugh at a comedy gig. Oh, look at that. There you go, Lindsay. Dennis knows the bee. I haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about, Lindsay. I don't know that band or anything. LC knows it. Barkley, give it a go. Last time he stuck his out the window, he came back in a Nazi, so, you know. Well, you know, Jer, we have to, you know, it's a chill stream, isn't it? Hey, good Lord, love it. How are you, son? Been a while. Nice to see you, Mr. African. Hello, VC. VC. Don't forget, people, if there's anyone here who likes that kind of story, I've got a Substack. Link in the description. Totally free. You can sign up, and any news stories will get sent straight to you. I might actually write up that spastic story and the one with feeding the spastic drugs. And there's another spastic. I might do like a triptych of spaz story. So if you get on my Substack, that story will be emailed straight to you. And there's 15 stories in the archive. So get all over my Substack. Beautiful. Fucking hell, Osmeister. All right, steady on, son. It's a chill stream. But I have got some videos to show. But I've also got a couple of articles that I want to show you. And I've got some memes. What's the time here now? Gone 1 o'clock in the morning. I need some time to myself. I better get this damn show on the road. Right, that's a boring article. We'll take that out. This is interesting from the Gateway Pundit. Have a look at this. And also, I want you people to do something for me. So, from the Gateway Pundit, President Trump's Truth Social launches. Hits #1 on Apple Store within hours. Hundreds of thousands placed on waiting list. Right, so as soon as I heard that, I get on my Apple iPhone, App Store, Truth Social, can't find it. Can anyone here? You can do like a Spaz History Month. Well, a Spaz History Story, but yeah. It's Plastic African's birthday. PA in the chat for Plastic African. Amazing. I bet you're shit-faced, aren't you? I hope you are. Happy birthday, mate. Really, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. People with an iPhone, get on your Apple Store. Tell me if you can find Trump's Truth Social. It's called Truth Social. So let me, because I can't find it. I tried it with a VPN saying I was in America because I thought it might have been a Cambodia thing. Nothing. Now, I don't know whether they've banned it because it's obviously going to be the biggest social media platform ever. What? Deadbeat chess? Entropy no good for you? Why the fuck not? That doesn't help me out at all. That gives me the right piss, that does, when people are willing to put their hand in their pocket. That's a shame. Thanks for trying, though, mate. You regularly support the channel. It's only available in the USA. Yeah, but I tried VPNing on it. Maybe I'll try it later. No, Jess can't get it. Okay, so it's only US. That's interesting. You need a US account. Ah, what's the name's got it, and you're US, right? Okay, thank you. That makes sense. Grego says, in recognition, he drops a 5-bit. Thank you, Grego. In recognition of your altruism for dealing drugs and sexual services to the disabled. Grego, I'd actually forgot that I've told those stories like pretty much one after the other. And yes, bless you, St. Dangerfield OBE. Yeah, I think that's right, actually. I think for services, for narcotic and sexual services to the disabled, I do deserve something. I am deserving. Thank you, Grego. That's Machano Caprasha Tutu. Akon Tom Tom. Yeah, I think so, Amy. I know you're laughing at the ridiculousness of me not being called, St. Dangerfield, patron saint of spastics. I think that makes sense. Hang on, Truthful City Free said it worked in UK. Anyone else outside the US is managing to find it? And if you tell me I can find it, it keeps saying message not sent, edit and try again. Maybe I've been banned from super chats because all the spastications. Amy wants a St. Dangerfield statue. I'll see what I can do. No, Dennis, I looked for it in the App Store. Isn't that what the Apple App Store is? Let's go back to the article because I'm sure they said it's in the Apple App Store. Apple App Store, Appalachia, alopecia. You're losing your hair or you're moving to Allen's manor. Let's go back to the altercation, and see what it says. Right, so here, look. So look, this is what's happening apparently, people. Your account has been created. Thank you for joining. Due to massive demand, we've placed you on our wait list. We love you, and you're not just another number to us, but your number is numbered, and it's nearly 300,000. So of course, this is why this is wonderful, because the most popular president ever with his 80 million. With his 80 million followers who can't get 20 people to turn up to a rally, Trump sets his social media platform and it's just, it's almost like it's been DDoSed by its own demand. So look, here's what it says. After oh, sorry, I'll make it so you can see it. Thank you, Packer. Not banned, St. Dangerfield. In fact, that's a good call, actually. Thank you, Packer. So deadbeat chess, it is working. But listen, mate, don't do yourself in. Keep, if it's fucked you over a few times, maybe try entropy once. And if it doesn't, just relax, mate. You've regularly supported this channel. Thank you, Packer, for that, for telling me, and the donation. Hello, already got one. Are you new in these parts? I don't recognise the name, but maybe you've previously been lurking. Rittenhouse is I started watching the video. He was interviewed on Fox, was it? And he said who he's going to sue. But then I realised the time and I had to go out and get some food. He is going to sue Schenk Yogurt, is he? The Fat Brown Buffalo, and Whoopi. Oh, wonderful. And I know why you know that, because it came out today. So I don't need you to, this isn't one of those things where I say, oh, can someone confirm that? No, that's amazing. Yeah, fuck Schenk. He said he went out there to shoot black people. Oh, well, I can't wait to see you try and prove that in court. Televise that. Lord, televise that lying bastard. That if they stream Schenk v Rittenhouse, it won't be Rittenhouse. He won't need to go. It'll just be his team. I will stream the whole fucking thing. That's going to be marvelous. That's incredible. You can't say that sort of stuff about someone. He called him a racist and a Nazi. Said he went out to shoot black people, and your evidence is what? The no black people he shot. Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you for that information. That's absolutely beautiful. What charming, charm a tuna. If you're hungry for fish, charm a tuna with your dish. Deadbeat Chess managed it. Deadbeat Chess managed it. He made the effort to entropy. He didn't give Susan anything. If you want lyrics written, just hit me up on my email. Nice one, Mr. Chess. Your lobster sex story reminded me that upside down, the Chicago Bulls logo looks like a robot having sex with a crab. Love you all. Nice one for the 10-bit. Chicago Bulls. We'll have a look at that now. And thanks for that's you tried to donate, then you tried another platform. That's very kind of you. Let's have a look at the Chicago Bulls logo. Oh, I just typed it in and it suggested upside down. How incredible. Oh, you're damn right. You're absolutely right. It's been called before, hasn't it? Hang on, I'll show you all. It absolutely looks like a little robot meme trying to bang a crab. That's amazing. Here, people, hang on. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll sort it out for you. I just need to do a little bit of hacking on the old computer. Anyone know anyone who talks like that? Horrible. Hello, Chris. It's been a while since I last seen you. No, I know there's a reason for that, mate. Oh, what are you saying? Me and my brother used to have a thing about people who talk like that. They've got a little bit of an under. What's it called? An under. I don't know what it's called. Morrissey's got a little bit of it, but he's Morrissey. Me and my brother hated each other growing up. He was an arsehole and I hated him. But when we went to like family weddings and barbecues, we kind of came together. I always wanted to be his mate, but he just hated me. It's basic Freudianism, though. He was the centre of the house, and then I come along, and Mum and Dad were like, "No, fuck off and look after yourself. We've got a baby now." And he's like, "You little cunt are going to suffer." It's typical. I don't hold it against him. I mean, he speaks 7 languages. Hasn't said sorry in any of them. I've used that one before, but yeah, that. What's it called? There's a name for it, an underbite or something. There you go. Nice one, Raymond. I just saw that as I said it. But me and my brother were at this wedding once, right? And this geezer come over. He had a massive head. He looked like the Mekong, right? He was only about 14, and me and my brother must have been 12. But my brother, ridiculously intelligent. He does actually speak 7 languages, and you include in Russian and Japanese. He can write and read Japanese as well, and Latin. He doesn't speak Latin, but he knows all his Latin phrases. And when you ask him for the roots of words, he can just run it off. Very clever bloke, but brutal. My sense of humor and ability to tell stories I owe to my brother, because if you didn't have the words in my house, it was brutal. My brother was brutal. And we're at this wedding, and my brother's just cunting everyone off, just being so rude, and I was cracking up. Anyway, the Mekong comes over, massive head, massive underbite. We don't know him from Adam. And he goes, "Hello, you two." And my brother just looks at me and goes, "Do you know him?" He's like 12, my brother's like, "Do you know him?" I was like, "No." He was like, not hello or anything. And then this bloke went, "Listen to me sing." And my brother went, "No." He went, "No, watch me sing. Watch me sing." My brother went, "No." And I was just giggling away at my brother being brutal. And then I swear to you, this bloke, right, about 14, he went, I've got to show you. He went like this. He went, "You've got to remember, this is about 1985. Come on, focus." He went, "Watch me sing." So my brother said no about 5 times. Then he went, "Uptown girl, she's been living in the downtown world. I bet you've never seen a backstreet guy. I bet her lover never told her why. I'm in love with an uptown girl." 3 verses, 2 choruses, done the whole thing. My brother was just looking at him, expression didn't change. And when he stopped, my brother went, "Finished?" He went, "Yeah, I finished. What do you make of it?" My brother went, "Rubbish." Just rubbish. Well, watch me sing. Uptown girl. We used to see him as well, that fella, because obviously he was a Dartfordian. And every time we see him, my brother would go to me, "Oh, look, it's Uptown Girl." Imagine your nickname was Uptown Girl. And someone said, "Why do they call him Uptown Girl?" My brother goes, "Because of the size of his head and his underbite." Jess is fucking dying. Oh, thank you, Jess. Someone's keeping it going. Hello, Minute Anglo. Point to that. You're on form tonight, Chris. Nice one. Well, I thought I was Anglo until Ozmeister said, "Got any clips?" And I was like, fucking hell. Thank you, Anglo. You've given back what Ozmeister drained from me. Uptown girl, no, watch me sing. He kept saying it during the song as well, because my brother was looking away and looking at me. No, watch me. Uptown girl, she's been living in the growing up's fucking weird, isn't it? Who wants it? It really was, Dennis. It really was. Right, where are we? Anglo, thank you for that. Wonderful. Right, where are we? So, I just want to circle back a little bit to. I've done that. Oh, I haven't showed you that yet, have I? Can I just have a confirmation? Could anyone outside of the USA get Chump Social? Could anyone outside of the USA get Chump Social? Let me know, because I wasn't sure whether we confirmed that. I know, mate. I'm only throwing bollocks at you. You're right. The wedding singer. John Palmer can't get it. No, Fat can't get it. I was only joking, mate. Soz. Yeah, you'd expect something to have happened. No, just Uptown Girl. No, I can still say to my brother today, "Watch me sing. Watch me sing." And he'll go, "Yeah, no." Weird bloke, man. Baz reckons it's the best stream this month. Fucking hell. I'm on fire. Hello, King Corona. Dennis, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Ridiculous and demanding that you did as well. My brother said no. He went, watch me sing. My brother went, no. Uptown girl. Thank you, Skin Scar, for bringing me back down. I think it's worse than that. I know she's working back in the bar. You know what I said to her? I said, I will do a direct debit into your account. I can't really afford that if you don't go back to working in a bar. Go and learn English. Go to night school, or find a college course where you can learn English. Train as something and make a good life for yourself. I'll pay for it. And what's really sad is, because she's a peasant girl. She'd only been in Phnom Penh 4 months when I met her, working in a bar, whoring, pole dancing. And I felt like I'd sort of showed her that you can have a good life. And I just feel like she's gone straight back to where she was. And that's just really sad. It's hard enough breaking up with someone, but knowing she's back in that environment. And even if she's not whoring and she's just pole dancing, she makes a fortune pole dancing. She's getting drunk every night. And that's so damaging. And that's how you become an alcoholic. And that's why loads of those girls who work in those clubs, by the time they're 30, they're absolutely burnt out and they can't earn money because there's fucking 19-year-old girls. And when punters go in those places, you're going to have the 30-year-old burnt out alcoholic or the fresh little nimble 19-year-old. Is Carter in here? Someone just said get Carter. I ain't seen Carter for a while. Hey, Lumi doesn't even want fucking Trump's Truth Social. He wants Putin's. Oh, okay. Jer's managed to sort it out on a Canada account. Well, that's what the article said. Let's get back to the article. But first of all, let's have a look at Deadbeat Chess. I think it was Deadbeat Chess that said it, wasn't it? Let me just check that. Fucking hell. Yes. This is the Chicago Bulls logo upside down. Looks like a robot fucking a crab. It absolutely does. Steve says the best stream so far, like out of every stream ever in the world. That's amazing. I'm going to take that as that meaning that anyway. Good call, dual citizen. That's where Get Carter came from, wasn't it? I've used that line on people. You're a big guy, but you're out of place, you're out of shape. And they've gone, no, I ain't. I'm neither big or out of shape, but you're a skinny little junkie, so shut it. Dennis wants Putin's antisocial. Will you cheeky little bugger? Go and have your Rennie. That does look like a robot banging a crab, though, doesn't it? Horns akimbo. Well, that's why I said it, Willow. There you go. It's kind of like a Radiohead album that they didn't release because it was too sensual. The akimbo balls. King Corona wins. King Corona wins. And horns akimbo. Amazing. Right, good call, Deadbeat Chess. Great work. Right, let's go back to this article. And, well, I don't think we need to now, do we? I think you've all established that it's largely North America. But here, look. I wonder if the Apple Store have already thought, fuck it, we've got to shut it down. Breaking. This is from Benny Johnson. Breaking. Trump's Truth Social has reached #1 in the top of the charts of the App Store. Now, when I type it in, no, it's not there. I was offered like sex games. What are they? What are they, those sex games? I see them all the time being advertised down the side of things. It's like, oh, I bet you can't play this game for more than 3 minutes without coming. What the fuck? Oh, move left. Move right. Oh, bollocks, I've just come. What? That in a game? Surely that's wanking. I bet I can't wank for 3 minutes without coming. Arklow Rocks tagged himself. I tagged myself. I tagged myself. I don't know what that means. What? You've set up your account. You're on fire too. Not okay, computer. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Not okay, computer. Everyone now is trying to work out something with the bends or kid A. Right, so, okay, I'll look into that later. The app was available shortly before midnight Eastern Time and was top of the free app available on the App Store early Monday. Truth Social was automatically downloaded to Apple Inc. devices belonging to users who pre-ordered it. Why didn't I do that? Many users reported having trouble registering for an account or added to a wait list with the message, due to massive demand, we've placed you on our wait list. I'll tell you why, because everyone is going, that is going to be massive. I just think, you know, Putin has been a fucking mess. I reckon that's going to have about 150, 200 million. If they go global, I reckon it'll be huge. Millions worldwide are tirelessly waiting to use the platform and ditch big tech. Yeah, without a doubt they are. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Dual Citizen correctly and rightly requires 9 more likes. Thank you. Right. A slight change in tone here. Let me just check my entropy. We're all good over there. Slight change in tone. So I know that we've got about 50 free traders among us. I don't know how many people jacked it in because they didn't have the right temperament. But this was this is Stealth Wealth Investigating. The geezer put $2,000 on Apple in 2006, and that has now made him more than $1 million. He knows the stock market. It's not complicated. He keeps it very simple. He's into his indexes. He really makes it as simple as it actually is, right? He says, don't worry about crashes and all that. Now, it's a long video, but I won't show you all of it. But I just want the free traders who are watching their shares going down, thinking that fucking Dangerfield, I put my last 2 bags of sand on a free trade and it's now worth 600 quid. I just want you to watch a little bit of this because it's very interesting. It's all about temperament. It's all about understanding the long game, all right? So have a little look at this, and I'll put a link in. If you're buying stocks and you're using your ISA and you're using free trade, you should subscribe to this bloke. I think he's the best person on YouTube for people like you and me. You know, for retail investors who haven't necessarily got a lot of money, but we're just giving it a punt because it does work. So we'll probably watch about 3 minutes of it. Here we go. Let me get it past. Oh, it almost starts immediately. He's a bit of a weird fella, I have to say, but, you know, we don't hold that against him. Some of us have fucked lobsters on acid. So here we go. Sound check, Andy.
What is going on, guys? Luke here today, and I keep getting asked about a market crash, a recession, the Fed, should just sell everything and just buy puts, and a bunch of other stuff like that. So in response to all that, I'm going to play a video for you that I released to my group about a month or so ago about all this. And remember, if you want to join the group and get videos like this, plus live Q&As and 4 free courses and a ton more, check out the pinned comment down below. I think the sale actually ends tomorrow or something like that, I believe. But this video walks you through every step of what actually happened over 20 years with the stock that I personally own during the past 2 crashes and multiple corrections. I go step by step and cover it all. The price action, the media narrative at the time, what the experts were saying, what the Fed was doing, all of that stuff. And I'm sorry, it's kind of long, but it's necessary to get all that information in. I just felt in times like this video would really help a lot of you all out there too. So I wanted to put it out here on YouTube for you guys here as it applies today. So at least consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. All right, enough of me talking. I'm sorry.
Look, here is a classic example. Here is a classic example, right? Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. So I tipped an index recently, right? I tipped an index. Let me just find it. I'm sure I saw it go by. Come on, where is it? Unless it's been deleted. Right, King Corona here, bless him, love him to death. He says that Klaus Schwab is dropping like a bolt, mate. Right? I don't know what a bolt is. Brick, maybe? Brick. Oh, yeah, brick. Right. Now, Klaus Schwab has gone down about 6% in the last month, right? But it's up 35% on the year. The index is a long term. 6% in a month is 35% on the year. It's going to go up and down, but generally in an upwards direction. Don't worry about that. That Klaus Schwab index is free trade wannabes. That's the one you're talking about. Hold it for 10 years and get back to me. I'll do a deal with you, King Corona. I'll do a deal with you. How about this? I don't know how much money you've got invested in that Klaus Schwab, but if you want to do this deal, I need a screenshot emailed to me because I don't need to change it later. If in 10 years today, whatever it's gone down, I'll give you. Whatever it's gone up, you give me. How about that? So if you've put £2,000 on it, and you lose £1,500, I'll give you that. If it's gone up, however much your initial investment, I'll give you that. No, you give me that. Because I guarantee, if you put 2 bags of sand on that Klaus Schwab, in 10 years, that's going to be probably worth about $250,000. You can't judge a stock, an index, on 30 days. Temperament, people. Temperament. Let's get back to this fella because it's exactly what he's talking about.
Sorry.
What? People asking me about precious metals. I've been there, done that. I wouldn't advise it. It's not my cup of tea. I just think indexes are so much easier. They've proven themselves so much better. I just wouldn't bother with precious metals. It's too volatile. But it's up to you, of course. But indexes it's just solid. Lindsay says, so war is imminent. No, it ain't. It ain't. The only bombs I hear dropping are those Hyperon experience beats through upon high. And believe me, they're nuclear. Tell Bartley Walsh I love him. Love you, Chris, and love Scrubs. Are you tripping? Tripping! Nice one, Lindsay. Machano Patrasha Tutu. Barkley, he loves you, baby. You told him already, hadn't he? It's lovely to be told again, though. I wouldn't involve myself in precious metals. If there were no options, I would. But indexes, pick any index and have a look at the last 70 years. You're about to see this geezer explain it to you. Jokes aside, though, Lindsay, thank you for that donation. Let's listen to what this fella's got to say because it's important, especially for everyone who's invested.
I hope this is helpful, and let's get this thing started. Well, what is going on out there, guys? I just wanted to drop a video and explain why I don't care about a market crash and give you a real example that illustrates to me why it has proven right to not fear a crash, but actually embrace it. Now, this isn't theories. This isn't a bunch of strung together if-then kind of things like you're seeing.
And just take that. Why he doesn't fear a market crash. And the market is crashing. There's no doubt about that. Inflation's at like nearly a 40-year high. I think it might be a 70-year high soon. But listen to what he says. He doesn't only not fear it, he embraces it. Why would you embrace a stock market crash? because you can buy stocks at stupid low prices. And when you look at the historical performance of those stocks, Tesla went up something like 60% between, I think it was 20 and 21, right? And it's now gone back down about 30%. And everyone's like, oh, my Tesla stocks, sell. No, buy more, because the information's out there. Tesla is exploding as a business. They're manufacturing more cars than some Chinese, Japanese car producers. Get your Tesla in while it's £800 a fucking stock, because that's almost certainly going to go up to 1,300 in a year. Look into what they're predicting for Q4 2022. 10 years, if you can get Tesla stocks. Now, I'm going a little bit against my own game here, because I do say about indexes, but Tesla is my 2022 gamble. So that's why I mentioned Tesla. But that's why you don't fear a crash. That's when you see what you can get at a fucking cheap price. Listen to what he says. I'll take it back a little bit.
Illustrates to me why it has proven right to not fear a crash, but actually embrace it. Now, this isn't theories. This isn't a bunch of strung together if-then kind of things like you're seeing right now that are encouraging you to run or not to buy or buy gold or whatever. Just the facts of what happened to me every step of the way through 2 crashes and multiple corrections. Now, fair warning, it's going to be a bit long, but it shows you why I feel the way I feel step by step. All right, so let's look at Apple stock. And before you get started, that Apple isn't fair. It's the biggest of the big stocks. It's the big dog right now. When I bought after the tech crash, it wasn't even close to being the beast that it is right now. And a lot of people, even large investors, didn't believe in Apple for the longest time. I mean, Warren Buffett bought it almost a decade after I did, for reference. So I will walk you through the years I have owned it and tell you exactly what the narrative was before, during, and after crashes and corrections. And a lot of it is going to sound very familiar to what you are hearing today.
Right, that is the really important bit. I'm not going to play the old video, but that is what's really important. He's going to take you through the history of his Apple stocks, and he's going to tell you what the narrative was, what the institutional investors were saying, what the media was saying, what the Fed was saying, what every cunt was saying, and then what actually happened. Oh, and how that happened again, and how that happened again. And it's like, don't trust the bullshit. People have got reasons for telling these things. Stock markets do crash, but stock markets recover, because if they don't recover, civilization goes down the pan. It's really important. When he talks about corrections get a bit complicated, but Bitcoin's a good example of what a correction is. A correction is kind of like when a stock has been overvalued. And so everyone's like, yeah, everyone was saying it was going to be this, but it's actually been this. So it kind of goes down. But a correction actually strengthens a stock because it's gone down. Now, that's not the same as a crash. He did distinguish a crash and a correction there. But a correction is just where people are like, it's actually not worth as much as people are saying. So it's gone down a little bit. But that makes a stronger base. So the next correction won't go down so low. He makes it clearer than that mumbo jumbo I just gave you.
I'll also show you exactly what you're missing out on by always listening to the narrative. So let's jump into this. And the first thing to keep in mind is Apple has split multiple times. So this is not the actual price that I bought Apple at. I wish it was, but it's not the actual price. But it's the price adjusted for the splits that have happened over the years. So we're just going to leave it like this. I'll kind of walk through it from here. So you see right there at the height of the tech bubble, it's at $1.21. And then it crashed like all other tech stocks did. And I bought it in late 2002 for around 30 cents adjusted for the split. And it did nothing except go down and stagnate for more than a year. The narrative at the time after the bubble popped was that tech stocks were trash and anything related to the tech internet were all just a fad in the end. It was just, one of those fad things and it was going to go away. We were going back to old school legacy businesses. And the noise specifically around Apple was that they were a niche player in the home computers. And nobody will have a computer at their house, so it really was just a niche within a niche. Bottom line, I continued to invest. As Apple and tech started to run in 2004, once again, the noise is that tech and Apple are entering into a bubble once again, and it was going to crash again real soon. Now remember,
the exact same story as the other crash you talked about.
This is 2004. This is not 2008 and 2009. And if I had listened to them from the start and not invested at all, I missed out on an 8x on my money in just 3 years. But guess what? It got even better than that because it continued to rise, as you can see, all the way until we had the financial crisis in 2008, where my gains topped out at a 24x. Now, during this crash, the entire financial system completely melted down. And the Fed back then did not have the power it has now. The Fed has so much power now because during this time, they had to ask Congress to do certain things. And as we all know, politicians almost always screw it away completely on both sides. Even with this crash, if I had listened back in 2002 and 2003 to the crash narrative and not invested, I would have still missed out on 1,000% gain at the bottom. I mean, that's after it crashed down, I still would have been up 1,000%. I did initially buy the dip, and I regret that, but I bought later in 2009 because the iPhone released in 2007 and was a smash, game-changing hit, so the valuation was just too stupid to ignore. But the noise at the time when I was buying was it was going to get a lot worse, which caused me to hesitate and miss the great prices in early 2009. The overall narrative was the Fed doesn't know what it's doing and the recession will get worse, and maybe it's going to turn into a depression.
The same story again.
That was what the narrative was at the time, all the time. And of course, that didn't happen, so the prevailing narrative was wrong again, and if I had listened, I would have missed out once again. Then we had the taper tantrum in 2013. Basically, the Fed started to pull the support that they gave us during the financial crisis, and the market reacted poorly. While everything was falling, the narrative was we were going to have a double dip recession because they pulled the support, and the Fed doesn't know what
The same narrative again.
they're doing. Looks like another buying opportunity to me, and we did pretty well. And once again, the narrative was completely wrong, and the opportunity to buy at a nice discount was there. And if you listen to the narrative, you missed out on doubling your money in around 2 years before the next crisis hit. So in 2015, the Fed started raising rates, and then in the beginning of 2016, the market had its worst start ever. The narrative was with the China stock market crashing and Chinese currency getting devalued, and Greece basically defaulting on its debt, and the Brexit vote taking place, and the US was basically the next to collapse because the Fed didn't know what they were doing, and we were raising rates then when we shouldn't have been.
The same narrative again.
Looks like that bad start that everybody thought was going to get worse was actually the bottom of another bull run. And once again, the narrative was wrong for like the 4th or 5th straight time, and you missed out on another 300% move if you had listened. Literally so far, fortunes are being made over and over again, but the narrative is causing some people to miss out if they listen. Oh, but wait, it keeps getting better. Just 2 years later in 2018, we had yet another crisis. The Fed started raising rates again, and we were in a trade war with China. And once again, this same narrative started that the Fed was going to push us into a recession again because they didn't know what they were doing, and the US trade war was going to make that recession,
which is what we're in again now,
worse. And once again, the narrative was completely wrong, and if you had stayed away and not bought the dip, you missed out on doubling your money once again. And just
buying the dip is when you buy when the stock price goes low, rather than selling. Oh, it was worth $2,000 last year, it's only 800 now. That's when you buy more. You ignore the fucking narrative. The narrative is there for a reason. The narrative is there to stop people like you and me from buying.
Just under 2 years until we had the next crisis. So we had the virus shut down the world's economy and cratered everything. And that makes perfect sense. I was scrambling, everyone was, but the moment the Fed stepped in and said they would backstop everything, the floor was set that it wouldn't go to zero, which was honestly the narrative at the time. Then after everyone figured out the Fed was going to support the market and that it's actually going to work, the narrative for the next 2 years up to today was switched from the market won't go to zero, but the Fed does.
You get the idea. I'll give you a link to that video. And what I'd suggest you do is subscribe to that channel. If you miss it now, I've already linked that video in my Telegram. Link to my Telegram in the description of this video. Watch his videos. They're excellent. Not only are they superb, simple, obvious to understand. And look, you might watch that and think, hang on, what does he mean by this? What does he mean by that? But in other videos, they'll explain that. And not only does he explain it clearly, concisely, and as basic as it actually is, but he's also, the proof is in the pudding. He's done this. He's put his money there. He's done it. He's proven it. So it's a real cracking channel. I'll put the link in there. Right, hang on. Right, where are we? What's the name? Bull is up, bear is down. No, bull and bear don't mean up or down. A bull market is where people are buying because they think it's all going to go up. So people are like, they're excited about the particular stock. If there's a bull market on crypto, people are buying crypto because they think it's going to fly. But a bear market is a bit more like, I don't know about that crypto. I think that's going to plummet. Like I had Harry send me a message the other day. I think the bull market on crypto's over. I think the bull market's over. It's out. It's finished. Joking, yeah. No. So anyway, I'll just put that link in the chat. I'll do it again. That's for that video. But if you have invested in free trade, subscribe to his channel and watch as many videos as you can without it driving you mad. You know, don't watch like 5 in a row because you won't absorb them, but maybe watch one a day and you'll get a better idea. All this long-term investing, especially with indexes and ETFs, it's long-term. Don't worry about it going down 5%. Don't worry about it going down 30% in a year. This is 10, 15-year investment strategies. And you can look at any of your indexes. You can just type into the internet, $SPY, S&P 500, last 70 years, historical charts, and you'll see it. Pick any 15-year section from that, and you'll see crashes and dips, but over that 15 years, gone up, and you've got compound interest over that 15 years as well. You know, he put 2,000 into Apple, and in 15 years, it was over $1 million. Okay, so that was something I wanted to do because I know a lot of you have gone into free trade. Right, that was that. I've got a couple of OBSs, but I need a quick wee. So talk amongst yourselves. Billy Blogs wants to know what my free trade link is. I will try and show you that now. It might crash my computer. But if you use my link, you and me get a free share. It doesn't go into your stocks and shares ISA, it goes into your general investment account. But a free share is better than no free share. And then when you've signed up, you'll get a link to give to your friends and they'll get a free share. Now, they say they're between £3 and $3 and $200. Free English and 200 English. They're usually around £4 or £5. But I have had a couple that are like 30 or 40 quid. That is my link there. If you sign up using that link, you and me get a free share. Let me have a wee. Ta-da! Oh, hang on a minute. If I'm going to have a wee, I'll put the old bit of that on. It's the wee break. Wee break. Right. Basically, if you want to retire in 15 years, get as much money on the usual suspects, Vanguard, just email me if you want to know what they are. S&P, usual suspects, FTSE 100, FTSE All World, and you'll be able to retire in 15 years and live off the interest. You won't even have to touch the money that you've earned. I'll tell you what, I wish I'd have known that when I was a bit younger. I wouldn't be fucking grafted now. That's for sure. Hello, Mega Essex boy. How are you, son? I didn't know you were on the firm. I've been too busy chatting. Right, where are we? What did I want to show you? Right, this is interesting. This is very interesting. And this is about the Russian situation. What I want you to take from this, I'm going to tell you before because then you'll see the signs. Biden, right? Biden basically, Trump shut China up, shut Putin up, became energy independent, was selling energy, and was an absolute Chad, an absolute king, selling energy, protecting Europe, being large about NATO. No, you have to put money into NATO if you want us to keep looking after you. Shut up, Putin. Shut up, China. Lovely. Biden gets into power, fucks all that up deliberately. Now, why would he? Why would Biden deliberately fuck up the energy independence, the energy exporting, end up begging OPEC, making getting rid of Trump's sanctions on the Nord 2, getting rid of sanctions on China? Why would he do all that? So that now, after what has obviously been one of the worst years in modern American political history, so that he can now re-implement everything that Trump done and then take the credit for it. It's incredible, really. Hello, Bison American Club. I'm long on cricket meat futures. Yeah, we're already on them out here. Nice one for that. Hoyt to that. I think I wouldn't go for a solo stock on that. I'd probably look for sustainable farming or something, an index on sustainable farming. So this is what I'm telling you. Biden fucked all of that off that Trump done. Trump done it because he knows what he's doing. He knew what he was doing. Wasn't perfect. None of them ever will be. But he knew what he was doing. Biden undone it all. And now Biden's going to put it all back in place and then go, hey, look at the mess we were in after Trump. And now I've sorted it. Watch this and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. It's a long video. Well, we only need to watch about 3 minutes of it, but you'll see. Shocking. So transparent. Because he can't do anything on his own. Trump had already sorted this out. So he needed to destroy it and then put it up. Hello, Ralph. And then put it up as if it was his own fucking... Well, you'll see. Here we go.
Well, would you believe it? Dear old Chuck Todd got right to the heart of this issue this morning when he asked Secretary of State Antony Blinken this about Russia and Ukraine.
Let me ask this question. In your assessment, why is he escalating with Ukraine now? Why didn't he do this under the previous administration, who wasn't as supportive of NATO?
Let's think. Perhaps because in the real world, not the fake PR-driven world of Washington pundits and most Democrat politicians, and it seems all the senior members of the Biden regime, in the real world, what you do is more important than what you say. What the previous administration, President Trump, did is send arms to Ukraine, reversing the Obama-Biden position. What Trump did is actually strengthen NATO by shaming them into spending more on defense. And most importantly of all, given that Russia is, as someone once observed, basically a gas station with nuclear weapons, President Trump massively increased our leverage against Russia by expanding our domestic energy production and making us a net exporter for the first time in nearly 70 years. On top of that, Trump put sanctions on the pipeline that was a lifeline for Russia's economy, Germany's Nord Stream 2. In a word, Trump projected strength. Putin took note. He didn't try anything on when Trump was there. Neither did China's dictator, Xi, or Iran, or Little Rocket Man. Now let's look at what Biden has projected. On the actual substance, actions, not words, it's been a slow motion surrender to Vladimir Putin. On his first day, Biden attacked our energy industry by canceling the Keystone pipeline. Within weeks, he lifted Trump's sanctions on Putin's pipeline. Ever since taking office, Biden has waged war on American energy to pander to his extremist climate zealots, even though Trump's expansion of natural gas helped reduce our carbon emissions. Even more ludicrously, by cutting domestic energy, Biden had to beg OPEC to pump more oil. Now, Biden's talking tough on Putin.
We're ready to impose severe sanctions on Russia if it further invades Ukraine.
Oh, okay. So you're willing to reinstigate what you took away that Trump had already done. Oh, wow. You're such a hero, Joe.
Oh, severe sanctions. Can someone please tell his own administration? Because the day before Biden said that, his own energy regulators were imposing severe sanctions on us. A massive new clampdown on liquefied natural gas pipelines and export terminals. We have huge amounts of natural gas sitting underground in Appalachia that we could export to Europe so they don't have to rely on Putin's gas. And Biden just blocked it.
Which we are. Europe is totally reliant now on Putin's fucking gas. Where does that put Western Europe in the event of a war? Absolutely screwed.
You think Putin didn't notice? It's not just on energy. The same day as Biden was threatening severe sanctions on Russia, his own deputy national security advisor was asked if that would include kicking Russia out of the International Financial Transaction System, SWIFT. Here's what he said.
It's probably not going to be the case that you'll see SWIFT in the initial rollout package. We have other severe measures we can take that our allies and partners are ready to take in lockstep with us and that don't have the same spillover effects.
Spillover effects. Yeah, that's economics jargon for things that have unintended consequences elsewhere.
There you go. You get the idea. Absolute madness. You know what Germany done? Have you heard what Germany done? They sent something like 500 hats to Ukraine. Seriously, something like that. Someone might be able to correct the numbers. Maybe it was 5,000. 5,000 soldiers' hats Germany sent them. Hang on a minute. Wasn't there something like £8 billion worth of weapons left in Afghanistan that the Ukraine could have done with now? Oh, no, sorry. They're there to look after the opium harvest. Absurd. I'm telling you this now. Biden, I got hiccups, I got burps, I got the lot. I call them herbicurps. Let's see, what's the time? God, it's gone 2 o'clock. No time to miss then. Biden is the most dangerous president America has ever had. I mean that. I honestly believe that. It's a mixture of lies, communism, and self, basically. And all those three together can only happen at the cost to the American people. You know, their policies, they brought 2 million illegals in 2021. 2 million. That's their voting policy. That's how they're working it out. It's an absolute shocker. Right, I'm going to leave that. We'll have a look at that in a minute. I've got some OBSs for you. Let's have a look at these. Actually, I've got one. What one is this? Let me just check it. It's very short, but it's worth a watch. Have a look at this while we're talking about Bo Biden himself, the most dangerous man in American history. Have a look. What? Have a look at this. Absolutely shocking. Right, talking about being absolutely shocking, more from the Gateway Pundit. If you're not signed up to the Gateway Pundit, or at least have it as a bookmark, you should. Incredible. Exclusive. Capitol Police, bearing in mind, people, that I think they're now up to 5 of those Capitol Police at the January the 6th insurrection have killed themselves. What? 5 of them have committed suicide? Oh, I can't imagine why the police are dying. and killing themselves. You know, Epstein didn't kill himself. Well, nor did the Capitol Police suicides, I would wager, in Minecraft. But have a look at this. Look, this is amazing. I'll be surprised if this geezer survives to get this to court, but we'll see. Exclusive. Capitol Police tried to murder me. January the 6th, viral victim who was pushed off second story ledge by police speaks out, announces lawsuit. Capitol Police tried to murder me, said Derek Vargo, a Trump supporter seen in viral videos being thrown from the top of a high wall by a police officer on January the 6th. It was attempted murder. I'm lucky to be alive. And now I'm stepping forward to be the voice of those they killed on January the 6th, like Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boyland, and the others who no longer have a voice. Oh, and guess what? We've got the fucking video. Now, hang on a minute. Let's just stop that there. Let's just do that. Let's stop that. Have a look at this. It'll blow your minds. And they're bang to rights. This copper's absolutely bang to rights. They wanted deaths. They wanted it. Have a look at this footage, because you're going to see a lot more of this. You're going to see a geezer like fucking Binger adjusting the resolution of this and God knows what else. Check it. Hang on. Check it. All right. Look. See him there? No, fuck off. Fucking hell. Go on, get down those two stories. Look, Copper just pushed him. Bye.
This is the citizen journalism needed to pull back the media curtain and expose their lies by showing you the truth.
Is that the job of the police to push people off the second story? I don't know. I mean, you can always arrest him by pulling him over and cuffing him, maybe. Or do you just... There's 2 stories up, that. Yeah. He's taken him to court. Fucking so he should. So he should. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. Right. Where are we now? We talked about spastications at the beginning of this stream. This is now Rags. Rags is the Northern Irish disabled archery champion, right? And he was saying yesterday that he competes against people with one hand. And I was saying yesterday, but that the Paralympics is fucking weird, because how do you say they're all the same? You've got people with one leg and half another leg, bloke with half a leg but no arms, and you do use your arms when running, obviously. It's a peculiar thing. And Rags sent me this video. Rags also sent me a lot of the clips and memes I'm going to show you tonight. But this is a handshake fail video. Have a look at this. And Rags sent me this, so check it out. It's a handshake fail, right? I mean, that's fucking amazing. That is fucking amazing. Let's be honest, to be able to hit a bullseye with no arms and holding the fucking bow with your feet is amazing. But that donut, no, I mean, that's the, when you go like that and you make fist bumps and then that's awkward. But doing that to someone with no hands, shocking, absolutely shocking. Good call, Rags. Right, what else have I got for you? I have got something for you. Down with that. Let's have a look at some memes, people. Let's have a look at some memes. Easy mistake. He went to shake his foot after. Well, you wouldn't put it past him. Oi, people, I also put in my Telegram, link in the description, a documentary about Ben Johnson and all the doping in the 1980s Olympics and all that. It's a very interesting document. Here's something weird about it, though. It's on Vimeo, right? And it's reversed because obviously it's a documentary you meant to pay for and all that shit. But I watched the whole thing. Very interesting. You know, half of them are saying, no, everyone was doping. Everyone. It was just a question of whether you could get away with it. Ben Johnson's like, the only difference between me and Carl Lewis was I got caught. You know, there were people wearing braces because the dope they were taking was making their fucking jaws get massive. You ever seen Carl Lewis's jaw? It's fucking massive. And there's footage of him with braces on. So it's really weird. But in the documentary, you're watching it and then little bits disappear. It just goes black. And there's no sound. And you're like, hang on, this was a really important bit. And then after about 10 seconds, it starts again. And that happens about 3 times during the documentary. It's very strange. And it's not at like unincidental moments. It's at like really key moments where you're thinking, oh, no way, gone. And you're like, hang on a minute, why isn't that available? Raymond thinks we're on the verge of World War III. No, I don't. I'll tell you why, because I don't think, yes, Grego, it's absolutely been redacted. I'll tell you why, Raymond, because we've been at war since World War II, where the modern world is in a state of pure war. What is war? War is a fight for resources. What is life? It's a fight for resources. All a war is gangs that have become so big that it happens on a national sort of level. But you're not really gonna see wars like we've seen in the past. Wars now are cultural, they're informational, they're sanctional. You know, land invasions and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of like 20th century combat. You will get bombings, the odd bombing, and you will get, you know, the odd special forces unit going in. But I'm not convinced there'll be a World War III. You know, China is doing its best to take America down and succeeding in the way it is now. You know, where we've been, I would suggest we've been in a state of pure war since about 1950, because that's just how it works better like that. Because if the Soviets actually do invade the Ukraine, rather than going to protect Ukrainian separatists, which is a completely different thing, you know, are they really going to fight off NATO? Is China then going to start getting involved? Really? I just can't see it. It costs a fucking fortune. Your manufacturing goes out the window, and where you know, you need manufacturing. You know, look what the war done to England. Oh, we won the war. Did we? Did we really win that? Or did it fuck us? Did it get us into the multicultural mess we're in now? You know, most of you know that. I wouldn't be concerned about that, Raymond, because wars don't take place in that way anymore. I don't think. I just that's what all this Nord Stream 2 is about. That's what cutting the Keystone Pipeline was about. That's what flying jets around Taiwan with China was about. You know. Yeah, there you go, John. Well, apart from St. Paul's and Brighton Pavilion, because old Adolf wanted to set his base up in the Brighton Pavilion. Absolutely, Billy. And a few other things. Hello, Mrs. Me in it. Nice to see you. Right, let's get some memery going. The right to bear memes. Here we go. Modern stand-up comics. Don't forget my Substack, people. If you want to read true stories about my life, link in the description, totally free. Hello, Lulu. New in these parts, or are you a lurker? I'm not just putting your message up because you agree. I just don't recognise the name. But yeah, you know, you can never be 100% about these things, but I just think wars are largely economic at the moment. I think wars are largely oil-based, energy-based, and culturally based. Good work, good meme. Let's move on from there. Talking about the war. There you go. I mean, look at the difference in war. Look at the difference in war between the First World War, trenches, and the Second World War. You know, it was already almost a completely different formula. And, you know, that was like 70, 80 years ago. The changes in those, it's a cultural, economic information war. And that's the one we've all been fighting for a while. Oh, that's all right, Lulu. Welcome. Big L in the chat for Lulu. Watching for a while. Never said hello. Big L in the chat. It's always nice when someone sticks their head above the parapet. A warm welcome to Lulu, people. Okay, back to the Mimi. Nice to see you, Lulu. This Durham report's proving to be absolutely huge, isn't it? Look at this. Look at it. Can you read the bottom? If you're audio only, it's Hillary Witch Clinton. If I'm indicted, I'll take half of DC with me. At the bottom. Okay, your terms are acceptable. Hello, Rollo. Good to see you. The stream's about to start. You all right? That's a cracking meme. She likes to party. There you go. Victoria's Secret's new model has got Down syndrome. Okay, there's that. Should do wonders for sales. If you're audio only, this meme is just lettering. No Russian ever tried to put my child on hormone blockers. When you're finally ready for a diet plan that actually works, and it's a fat kid holding up the Communist Manifesto. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Deadbeat Chess says Knickers Down syndrome. That's fucking ropes, man. Okay, moving on. This is naughty, look. I mean, Big Mike is the best meme ever, but getting Kamala in there. Look at it. Billy has dropped an entropy that I missed. He says, I was wondering what effect potato heads like Biden, with his massive spending, printing money, inflation, and huge debt, has on stocks and shares. Well, it's a bit of a big question for right now, but, you know, businesses have to continue. You know, businesses continue. These things have to level out, because if people can't buy things, people don't buy things. If people don't buy things, corporations finish. So, you know, what tends to happen is they lose their grip on power and things recover. That, Bill, I mean that. I'm not being flippant there. You know, what you get is ultra high inflation, which you've got at the moment. You get people not being able to put petrol in their cars. You get massive problems, and you get people voted out. That's why Biden's polling numbers are down to like 33%, and he'll be out of power. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets impeached in the next couple of years. We can't have 3 more years of this. America will be over. But he's going to fucking move into his place. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Republicans don't get the House and the Senate. at the midterms, or at least enough to take the power out of the Democrats' hands. The Americans don't want this. This is none of this is an accident. This is an incompetence by the communists, the Biden communist administration. They're trying to destroy America. That's what they're trying to do. They hate it. They hate America. They hate Americans. They hate white Americans. They hate the people that built the nation. They hate all of them, and they're trying to destroy it. And that's why they're importing immigrants like they don't, like there's no tomorrow. But what they don't realize is that they're importing immigrants from communist and socialist nations who aren't going to vote for them because they think they've got the narrative, because they're 20th century fools. They don't have the narrative. The narrative's in the hands of the people via the internet. The mad censorship over the last few years, which has totally failed, of course. Alex Jones has been banned from the internet. We've cancelled him. More popular than ever. Memeing on. Nice one, Billy. Thanks for that. Not great, but a nice bit of graphic design, I think, nonetheless. It's a great image, but kind of sad. Boris is a baddie in as much as he's not running the nation for the nation. He's running it to fill his pockets and his mates' pockets. There you go. Biden, I've signed an executive order to help Ukraine fight against Russia. We'll be sending 15 million crack pipes to the Ukraine. There you go. Yeah. Read 80% of us immigrants won't vote Dems. There you go. Of course they won't. It's a fucking mess. And the mad thing is, of course, it's the immigrants who suffer as well, because the wages just plummet and it fucks them. People went to America because they wanted America. They didn't go to America because they wanted it to be where they ran from. It's ridiculous. And, it's no surprise that this whole United States of communism is going to fail, because the communism always fails. It doesn't work. Economically, it cannot work. There is a fundamental contradiction at the base of its its understanding of economics, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it happen right now. Someone just said Biden speaking live. It's hardly worth watching, though. We tried it before, and it's all bullshit. The Pope says, "Was that a fart?" Biden says, "Some of it." Superb. I've got to thank Rags for most of these. I have to. It's an oldie but goodie. Biden voters after hearing Putin's speech. I was dead and never voted. Look, he's come back to life. Right, there's a bit of a weird one coming up. Hang on. Every single government of the Western world in 2022 holding a shooter and a syringe is the bird from Misery, and she's saying, "I love you." Right, now this is a weird one. This was sent to me by a scrub. I don't know if he's here. I haven't seen his name. But he said to me, "Here's a meme for you." Right? And he said, "I hope you get it." And I don't. But I thought he made an effort to make a meme. I don't get it. I know that Hydra's something to do with the Avengers, isn't it? But I don't get it. Does anyone know what's going on there? There you go. It's this fella. I don't get it, IR. I don't know enough about it. There you go. It's Red Skull from Captain America. Right, that's what I've missed. Okay, I don't know about Captain America. So there you go. T.O. picking gas, dual citizen. A lot of people have got it though, so good. It's hard making memes, but a few people got it. I just don't know enough about Captain America. There you go. There you go. That was IR. Thank you, mate. Right. Bing that off. Binger that off. Nothing missed over there. All right, people. Well, we're going to start the show now. Give me a couple of seconds to wrap it up. Where are we? Okay, I want to thank everyone who donated. It's been fair to middling. Thank you. I want to thank you lot for being absolutely superb. A lot of you have said that this was a cracking stream. Well, I can't be on form unless you are. So that worked out nicely between us. Special thanks to Rags for the clips and the memes. Special thanks to Rags, Steve Craig, Jules Citizen, and Moslab. Moslab's shoveling snow, so that's why he hasn't been here for a while. But thank you to all of you lot for looking after the place, and thank you all. Don't forget, if you're not on my Substack, link in the description, totally free. I've got a lot of short stories down there. Sign up, and the new ones I write will get sent to you. I've got one I'm writing about script monkeys, which is key workers and pharmacists, and I'm going to get that SUBSTACK montage one done as well, I've decided. Look after yourselves. We're going to rely on Alex Jones because it's a lovely tune and it makes so much sense. Never gets old. Take care, people. I'll see you soon. Ta-da!
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. You're selling that body part. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have skin and they run around.
Frenchie just dropped a 5-bit in entry. Cheers, Frenchie.
I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head.
Happy birthday, bastard.
That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed.
Hello, Siobhan.
We're gonna steal your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
Nice one, Chris.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Never gets old, does it? Never gets old. Bless it. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you all. JC says, I'm not sure if Bonnie Lad is streaming, but there's the link. Maybe he is. Yeah, they tried to get rid of InfoWars. They tried to get rid of Alex Jones, and he's bigger than ever. I thoroughly enjoyed this stream tonight. I really needed it. It's lovely to come here. It's an absolute privilege. Now get on my Substack, you cheeky cunts, because I put a lot of work into it. Take care, people. I'll see you tomorrow. I might do a morning stream. I'm not too good in the mornings. I've got a lot of shit to process, and I'm really busy at work. So I know people miss the morning streams, but honestly, if I streamt, is that the past of stream? If I'd have streamt this morning, you'd have gone, well, this isn't much fun. Hoita!